Do you remember when the legendary super couples and legacy characters faced conspiracies so deep that the entire town was turned upside down? I am thinking specifically of the labyrinthine plots orchestrated by iconic villains that forced our heroes into impossible corners. Today, we are seeing our beloved Anna navigating a maze of secrets that feels eerily reminiscent of her most dangerous undercover days. However, I suspect that Anna is hiding a secret far more profound than mere hallucinations of Peter. If you ask me, she has uncovered a deeply dangerous conspiracy and is staying silent to protect someone vulnerable, perhaps Britt or other dear ones. We have known Anna for decades, and her character integrity has always been rooted in profound sacrifice. She is a quintessential protector, the woman who will bear the weight of the world on her shoulders, so that others do not have to suffer. The current narrative suggests she is simply losing her grip on reality, tormented by visions of Peter. But my seasoned intuition tells me otherwise. What if Anna has stumbled upon a mastermind's plot so sinister that speaking the truth would immediately place a target on the backs of her loved one? If she reveals what she knows, Britt could be pulled into a deadly crossfire. The tragic irony here is that by keeping this monumental secret, Anna risks looking like the perpetrator rather than the victim. If her silence is misconstrued, she could easily become the prime suspect in whatever crimes are about to unfold. It is a classic trope of long-term storytelling, placing a beloved heroine in a position where her nobility is her ultimate undoing. Speaking of undoing, let us turn our attention to the fragile, venomous alliance between Drew and Ava. In all my years of watching the intricate power struggles of this town, I have learned one absolute truth. Alliances born out of mutual hatred never survive. They are currently working together to dismantle Sunny, but neither of them possesses the loyalty required to maintain such a pact. Ava is a survivor, a woman who has consistently put her own self-preservation above any partnership. I strongly suspect that Ava is already secretly preparing a contingency plan, a brutal betrayal waiting to be executed the moment she gets exactly what she wants from Drew. She is weaving her own separate web, fully intending to leave him to face the wrath of Sunny alone. But Drew is no longer the naive man he once was. The trauma and the relentless battles have hardened him. I believe Drew will uncover Ava's treacherous backup plan before she has the chance to strike. When he realizes that she intends to throw him to the wolves, their alliance will instantly shatter, transforming into a vicious, all-out war between the two of them. It is fascinating to watch the writers pit these two against each other. It reminds me of the spectacular betrayals we used to witness during the golden era of soap operas, where every handshake hit a dagger. The fallout from their inevitable collision will undoubtedly send shockwaves through the entire canvas, leaving us to wonder who will actually survive the wreck. Then we have the heart-wrenching mystery surrounding little Phoebe. Children have always been the ultimate pawns in the grand chessboard of our beloved show. I am firmly convinced that Phoebe is about to become the epicenter of a massive, tear-jerking custody battle. The arrival of Hudson has stirred the pot, but I do not believe for a second that Hudson is the only person who knows the true secret of Phoebe's parentage. In the grand tradition of long-term storytelling, there is always a hidden observer, another character who has known her true identity all along but chose to bury it for their own selfish reasons. As Hudson digs deeper and his investigation gains momentum, the dam is going to break. The explosive revelation of who Phoebe's biological parents truly are will inevitably come to light. When that happens, the fallout will be catastrophic. We will see multiple factions rising up, aggressively fighting for the right to protect and claim the little girl. It breaks my heart to think of an innocent child caught in such a vicious crossfire, but it is precisely this kind of emotional, high-stakes family drama that defines the genre. The custody war will tear relationships apart and force characters to reveal their true, sometimes ugly, colors in the name of love and possession. Now, let us discuss Carly and the mysterious flash drive handed to her by Brick. Carly has always been driven by her fiery impulses. It is a core part of her character integrity, for better or worse. We are led to believe that this drive contains damning evidence against Valentine, a tool she can use to protect herself or attack him. But, if you ask me, this entire scenario reeks of a meticulously laid trap. Valentine is a master of deception, but what if someone else is manipulating the board? I suspect that the information on that drive has been carefully doctored, intentionally placed in Carly's hands by an unseen enemy. If Carly acts on her typical impulsive nature and uses that manipulated information to launch an attack on Valentine, she will inadvertently trigger a massive snare. By stepping into this trap, she will immediately paint a massive target on her own back, becoming the prey in a much larger, far more dangerous game. It is a brilliant, albeit terrifying, narrative device. We have watched Carly charge headfirst into danger for over 20 years, and it seems the writers are once again exploiting her predictable rashness to propel the story into darker territory. I only hope she realizes the danger before the jaws of the trap snap shut around her. Meanwhile, the tension between Brooklyn and Chase is reaching a boiling point. We already know that Brooklyn was the getaway driver, a revelation that has deeply strained their marriage. However, my seasoned instincts tell me that this is merely the tip of the iceberg. The Legacy families have a long, storied history of bearing monumental secrets, and Brooklyn is absolutely her family's daughter. I strongly suspect that she is hiding a much larger, far more damaging truth. She did not act alone in that incident. I believe she is desperately covering up the identity of a secret accomplice, someone whose exposure would cause irreparable damage. Chase, with his unwavering moral compass and dedication to the truth, will not stop digging. He is a detective to his core, much like the great, noble lawman of our show's past. As he meticulously unravels the threads of her deception, he is going to discover that his wife has been lying to him on a scale he never imagined. When Chase finally unearths the identity of her accomplice and the true depth of her lies, the foundation of their marriage will crumble. It is a tragic trajectory for a couple we have rooted for, but the golden era of soap operas taught us that secrets are the ultimate poison to romance. Their impending heartbreak feels both inevitable and profoundly devastating. And what of Willow? For so long, she has paraded around with the facade of a saintly, untouchable figure, judging others from her moral high ground. But the chickens are finally coming home to roost. I firmly believe that Willow is not going to escape the consequences of the terrible crimes she has committed. The narrative is shifting, and the walls are closing in on her. Past actions that she thought were permanently buried are going to be subjected to rigorous investigation. New, undeniable evidence will surface, stripping away her ability to play the victim or deny her culpability. I predict that Willow is going to face a harsh reality, actual prison time. The sheer magnitude of this downfall will be staggering. As she faces incarceration, the battle for custody of her precious children will escalate into a ruthless war. Without her freedom, she stands to lose everything she holds dear. The complete and utter destruction of her family life will be a monumental shift in the canvas. It is a stark reminder that in this town, no one can outrun their sins forever. The writers are finally holding her accountable, and while it is tragic to witness a family torn apart, it is deeply satisfying to see long-term storytelling deliver true justice. Amidst all these heavy hitters, we must not overlook the tragic fate looming over Kai. He seems to be the classic collateral damage character, the innocent bystander who accidentally stumbles into the lion's den. I suspect that Kai is going to become the target of a deeply mysterious and dangerous individual. He will likely uncover a secret so explosive that it threatens a major power player in town. Because of this knowledge, he will be subjected to a brutal, unexpected attack that leaves him severely injured and terrified for his life. The sheer terror of this unprovoked assault will convince everyone, including Kai himself, that the town is no longer safe for him. I predict this will lead to his heartbreaking departure from the hospital and the canvas altogether. He will vanish into the night, leaving behind a chilling mystery. The identity of his attacker will remain hidden in the shadows, adding another layer of pervasive fear to the story. It is always painful to see a promising character driven away by unseen forces, but it effectively raises the stakes for everyone left behind. When we step back and look at this magnificent, chaotic tapestry, Anna hiding her massive truth, Drew and Ava's impending mutual betrayal, the explosive secrets surrounding Phoebe, Carly stepping blindly into a digital trap, Chase uncovering Brooklyn's hidden accomplice, Willow facing the cold bars of a prison cell, and Kai being chased out of town by a phantom attacker, a terrifying pattern emerges. I do not believe for one second that these 7 storylines are isolated incidents. The sheer complexity and timing of these crises suggest a singular, malevolent force at work. There is a puppet master pulling the strings in the dark, a mastermind orchestrating this symphony of destruction. Every secret, every betrayal, and every trap is connected to this one shadowy figure. It harkens back to the most legendary, sweeping storylines of the past, where the entire town was unwittingly dancing to the tune of a single villain. Discovering the identity of this mastermind will be the ultimate climax of this era. As we watch these beloved characters navigate this treacherous storm, my heart swells with the same passion I felt 30 years ago. The faces may change, and the trials may evolve, but the soul of this town remains beautifully intact. We will be right here, watching every tear, every betrayal, and every triumph, holding on to the magic of the stories we love so dearly.